It's v.h.s.x. What do you mean?
Alright, I wanted to also cover another Reddit post in this one. Because it does have to do with lights out in this iteration. And from what I'm looking at here, this one actually was not deleted. And this one is from Unworldly Line 47 who submitted it, and it's an r/deadbydaylight post as well. And it says, titled "Soap, a lot to unpack from lights out." It says, "So tell me how the one game mode was supposed to be killer-sided has now become survivor-sided. First of all, the elephant in the room, basekit windows of opportunity, that's just BS. It's lights out, no perks, no add-ons, yet why are we able to see everything? Then there's gen speeds for those this don't know. Gens were progress as well as survivors get 20% gen repair bonus just for being on it, meaning gens fly. Then there's exit gates. BC, apparently they don't have light bulbs anymore. BC, as I was patrolling as Bubba, there was nothing. Then 5 seconds later, the gates opened. Then there's the fact that if a survivor is slugged, you cannot hear them. I tested it in the same game and I couldn't find the downed ADA after patrolling the entire area. Then there's the 60-second unhook protection. You don't need that. And last but certainly not least, I'm pretty sure there's hackers. BC, a generator popped on its own. Don't IDK how unless that's a feature of the event. Who knows? Hell, maybe next time lights out comes as DVD survivor serves, my mistake, where they get to see and it's lights out for killer only." So I wanted to also talk about this one because I think it's very telling that this is like a two-parter, I guess you could say, where another person is talking about the same things. And I've covered earlier, and I've covered it previously, like that it's written down in the text. It's right there in the gameplay overview and stuff like that. 20% repair speed bonus. And there's a 60-second unhook protection, which I did not know that I don't know, like I tried looking for the information, and all I could find was like literally just like the gameplay overview from DVD itself. Even that I wasn't too sure, and I'm not really sure where the 60-second unhook protection came from. I really don't understand. I do think it's because like people were bitching about like getting tunneled or something in lights out, which, mind you, I don't think any unhook protection is going to prevent that, especially when you have a 20% gen repair bonus. It just only makes killers have to play sweatier. Because like the thing is, you could say like, oh, then we're just gonna play sweaty anyway. Cool, that's fine. That's probably inevitable. Everybody wants to win their match. However, I do think that you get a higher net of people doing it because you're giving such a gigantic repair speed bonus. Like, that doesn't make people want to do it less. That makes people want to like fight back even harder because they already understand that there's some bull that they have to push through. That's already just goes without saying. So yeah. So let's go ahead and actually look at some responses. They say the only change from last time is the ore reading in Franklin's. Gen speeds are the same as last iteration, and of course, you know, OP's like Franklin's, which tells me that there's a lot of people that are new coming into the game, and it's really unfortunate that there's still new people coming into the game. It's sad because it's like we don't need more people playing this slop fest of a piece of garbage ass game. It's just so bad. Like, I don't understand why people subject themselves to playing the slop. Like, there's amazing games out there that you can play, and it's just for some reason that they just want to waste their hours and their money on this slop. So let's go ahead and scroll down a bit because we see it says, oh, the same survivor main from before that we covered. It says 100 posts of people crying about the same ish, and then they say probably because it's an issue, which is true. Then another survivor main wants to say skill issue, yet they are afraid to play killer, and when they do, they have the easiest match on the planet because guess what? There's something called MMR. They love to forget that exists, but it's called MMR, which means if you don't play any matches ever on a side and you go to play, it's probably going to be going against people that are new to the game. but they love to conveniently forget that. And then they say, nope, whining survivor issues, which it is, because Lights Out I thought was pretty solid with, even with the candles they had in the Castlevania event. I thought that was all right. I was like, hey, it does make some sense. It isn't something that you could just carry around forever. Like, you have to put it down to repair, or you had to put it down to save, or whatever the case may be. However it was. And I preferred it there because it was actually more scary. Like, you had to look over your shoulder and really pay attention. And it really added to this, like, you know, horror experience. And I played it way more back then because it actually felt like it was scary. But of course, you know, Survivor Mode's go, doing just fine as Legion, Chucky, and Executioner. Like, buddy, it's low MMR. Which, mind you, how are you using Pyramid Head when it's dark? You can't even see where they're going. Like, so that tells me that it's just LARP and you're lying. It's all BS. I don't believe a single thing they say because of that. Because that makes no sense. The character, you need to see where they're going to be able to predict. But anyway. This person says, so far it's pretty rough playing Killer Gents Fly, and I don't like the limited map selection. It gets boring fast. I agree. So the map thing isn't just me. Another person says, they said, half my games have been Dead Dog. I don't mind, but it's weird it came up so much, and it has only, oh wow. It really, yeah, I forgot about earlier. It literally only has like 5 maps. And they would like more indoor maps. Yeah, they took out Larry's out of the rotation from my understanding, so. And this person, OP makes a good point. Not a single map where killers actually have an advantage and pallet density. Yep, you get aura reading from the lantern that shows them the massive amount of pallets. So they never go down anyway. But people want to say, oh, but you know, you can't hear you, so you get a hit. I'm like, yeah, but there's still 1,000 more pallets, so they can see where they are because they're holding a lantern. Like, it's the same exact, like, 1v4 without the modifier at that point. It's just run to yellow, run to yellow, run to yellow, press spacebar, press spacebar, press spacebar. They don't do anything else. They don't loop, they don't run, they don't do anything intelligent. That's all they do. But oh my goodness, I'm having such a fun time because I'm going against babies. It's like, cool, congratulations. Like, you're playing against people at your skill level in normal 1v4 because there's no MMR really in the modes. That they're modifiers. They're not there to have MMR gain. So it's pretty random. And that works like that for all limited time modes. But they want to go, but my experience is better because I went against the new players. And it's like, yeah, and then you know how many casuals are going to be running to play the limited time mode? Like, oh, doy, it's going to be easy for you. Like, what are you talking about? This person says, I won't be touching this dog-ish event even once this time around. Yeah, I agree with that. I would 100% advise to do that. This person's only change is lantern windows, and using that makes survivors easier to find and follow. That's not enough to substantially switch a killer-sided event to survivor-sided. So it's another survivor main bitching, so just get ready for this, man. I gotta set up the bingo, man. I just remembered I had to set that up. They say killers having trouble just seems less able to adapt to the reduced hand-holding. So I really would like a list of where the killer hand-holding is, because last time I checked, we've covered the patch notes already. Where is it? Like, I'd like to know, like, where is it? I haven't seen it. I've looked over the patch notes a few times now. I don't see any of the hand-holding for killer. Where? Like, where? Like, huh? Yes, you cannot follow scratch marks and use your speed to eventually catch up to people better than you. That's not the correct use of then, regardless. But anyway, you'll actually have to watch them move, which again is easier with them holding a lantern, I guess. Like, we all know these complaints are coming before the mode is even announced, but it's damn tiring. Tiring for what? You got your freebie ass mode. That's what you wanted. Like, why do survivors bitch when they get everything they want? You want the mode to be brain dead easy. There you go. You got it. What? Like, what else do you want? The killers can't kill you. There you go. Easy cheesy. Gen speeds are faster. There you go. 20%. Now you can see in the mode where you're not supposed to fucking see. It's called lights out and they give you lights. What? Like, what is there to complain about anymore? You have everything. That's all. That's literally what this person's asking for, right? So why complain? Like, you should just be playing it slop and considering and continuing to slurp it all up and ask daddy behavior for more. What was the last event? Change and announce possible change that wasn't met with a new round of bitching and whining from quote unquote killer mains. Where? They don't give any fucking sources. Whatever streamer is telling killers to bitch so they can have a super easy murder game go away, you're making the community annoying. The irony is that they are the annoying community. They are the example of people we're talking about who bitch and cry and complain and make the game fall off. It's just pathetic to think that they believe in their minds that they're somehow above it. But no, you are the problem. Like, you are the issue. They say if people want to win easily 100% of the time, then stop playing a PvP game. Say that to your fellow Survivor mains. Because Survivor mains are, by numbers, bitching way more than killers do. Have 3 more people backing them up in every conversation because there's more Survivor players on average. They have more posts. They bitch more. Endgame chats are a common thing that every player has a story about. Harassment from Survivor players. Constant like Steam profile comments. If you're on console, they send you messages. People have been doxxed, harassed, all by Survivor players. So I'm not really understanding how you can say if people want to easily win, referring to killer mains, because you know that's what they're doing. But survivors are doing the same thing because they're getting free wins now. Like, their escape rates are skyrocketing because of that. And they want to say, oh, but the game isn't survivor sided, that's just fact. But yet they failed to provide any facts. So I'm not really understanding like what we're talking about. It really just doesn't make any sense. Right? And then they want to use a screenshot as some kind of point of evidence, which you know it's going to be inaccurate because number one, Springtrap being the most picked killer makes the most sense, right? Because that's one of the most anticipated licenses to join the game. Fine. Most picked survivor perk is the most hand-holding, baby brain dead easy perk in the entire game. Stable, of course, makes the most money for them, so they're going to, of course, put that on there. Notice that killers are the most picked perk is slowdown because of the gen speed being so freaking fast. Jason having a 67.7 kill rate is reflective of the fact that the character just came out. There are a bunch of new players that joined the game to play Jason and maybe are starting to like either want to face Jason or want to play DVD again because they're also returning to the game because Jason arrived. There's new content on there. People want to start playing the game again. Stuff like that. And because of that, that's why the kill rate is high. But then once time passes and everybody moves on to the next killer that comes out to bitch about them, his kill rate will then drop again as it always does. He was already nerfed twice. And then this says the survivor with the highest escape rate, meaning that the Shane guy is the most picked from people that escape the most. Is essentially what it's saying. So what it's basically getting at within their data, because this is misleading, right? People are going to use, oh, but 43. Yeah, but let's use our thinking caps, okay? Let's use our thinking caps. Think about it. The reason that like they're picking the character with the highest escape rate, meaning that out of all the characters that they're choosing in the game, the one that is escaping the most is the character that is new. Meaning that probably the majority of people picking the character, averaged all together, creates 43% in total with that character. So that means that there could have been escape rates with 42.1, 41.1, stuff like that, and meaning that Shane in himself, by himself, is getting just inevitably a higher escape rate because of the mere fact. But that still doesn't take away the fact that Jason is still being picked a lot, so you get more data off of that. People are brand new to the character, and that's of course going to make it look way stronger than it is. Let's go ahead and take a look. Are we seriously calling scratch marks and killers being faster than survivors handholding? Really? Yeah, I agree with that. That it's more delusion. Did they say the scratch marks a bit, the speed thing, so they can 1v4? That is the same survivor main, so they're trying to claim that. They're trying to say that for those who can only follow the scratch marks and can't mind game, or where the survivor is headed and take a shorter route. I mean, they're quite literally straw manning their own thing. Like, it's like no one is claiming that, number one. Like, no one is claiming that they can't do that. No one is claiming that there is some kind of loss of play style. Like, nobody said any of this, mind you. Then they say the mode is supposed to be closer to bare bones. Survivors lose stuff they're used to as well. But I'm just hearing killer mains complain again. So notice that they want to say it's only killers, and then we go, oh, but survivors complain. Yeah, sure, but they do the most complaining. So, and then this person makes a very good point. It's like, it is supposed to be bare bones, which is why Windows of Opportunity is an awful, incredibly handholdy change. Especially since without the mode, it would be a balance well enough. It's something like the base kit feature of scratch marks, which I think also should not exist in this mode because it's all about loss of information and cancels out permanent undetectable. Which is a good point. But bro was just bitching, you know, blah, 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 you know what I mean? Just crying and losing his mind. He's very delusional. There's no reason to really read it because he's just going to make you dumber for even engaging with it. But it is indeed survivor-sided. I mean, like, you have the highest chance of winning. And that's when I say something is survivor-sided, and I can say for my own metric of how I would describe it, because a lot of people think that survivor-sided means you always win every single game. You have 100% escape rate. That's not what I'm saying, and I think other people should adopt the same logic that I'm applying to this. When we're saying that something is survivor-sided, we're trying to say that that's the highest chance for them to win through these changes, and here's the evidence to support that. That's what we're saying. That's what we're trying to state. That's at least what I'm trying to say. Because when you look at the 20% gen repair speed, the free, like the lantern you're starting with, mind you, like that's insanity. The gen's already starting with progression, which you can argue helps with audio. I've already stated that before, but still, you know, it does provide an advantage. It is 5% more progression that you didn't have before. So to be fair, that still is a bonus. The 60-second endurance off hooks. So all these things in combination with the fact that killers don't have scratch marks to see you from. They don't know which gen is being progressed really with any accuracy because all gens make noise. The lantern, oh, I can see light. Okay, congratulations. Everything in, like, the other lights in the map still also illuminate too. So that's still not like a perfect situation, a perfect scenario. So at the end of the day, it's like, it's still inaccurate to claim that it could be even remotely killer-sided. And the thing is that even if you said that it was killer-sided, the thing is that it should be. Because if we're trying to market this mode as a horror experience or something scary, why are we not trying to make it that way? Like, it's supposed to be bare bones. It's supposed to be spooky. It's supposed to be scary, right? Like, that's how they marketed it on the website, right? Like, that's what they're stating the game mode is like. They're trying to make it scarier or spooky or whatever, but you're not allowing that to be the case because it becomes a Scooby-Doo episode where, you know, no one is going to get injured, everyone's going to be safe, and no one dies. Like, what the heck is that? You know what I mean? It takes away all of that. You know what I mean? But I want to hear what you guys think, of course, in the comment section about the forum posts here. I guess in this case, the Reddit posts. And check out the main channel where I put up like video essays of the topics. I already have a video on the channel now. Check it out. And I also have the Marvel Rivals channel. Absolutely love Marvel Rivals. Go ahead and check out that content. Consider becoming a member on YouTube or Patreon. And I will see you guys in the next one. All right. We're going to shout out all the members. So shout out Patreon, Crow Vader. So shout out to Raz Makai, Cozy with Brando, Evil Blade 17 as well. Also Kargan Falcon, Dole Whip, Noxus, Zero Mocker, Christian, and Crow Vader. Appreciate you guys, man. If you want your name read off at the end of every video, you can go ahead and become a member. with one of the tiers is the bonus you get. So appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.